Hi, this is Rudy Jones with PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball Recap for Thursday, April the 2nd. Of course, lots of teams moved their games up this week because of Easter Sunday, and there were 11 games involving state teams played on Thursday. Let's take a look at what happened. Down in Columbia, Patrick Evans singled, tripled, and homered and drove in 4 runs as South Carolina beat number 2 Texas by a score of 9-1 in the opener of that SEC series. The Gamecocks got 12 strikeouts from 3 pitchers. They started Alex Valentin, their normal closer. He went 3 2/3 innings, pitched well. He allowed only a home run. Then they brought in Zach Russell. He pitched, I think, 4 1/3 shutout innings, 3 1/3 shutout innings perhaps, and then, or 2 1/3, excuse me. And then they brought in Alex Philpott, who did not allow a base runner. He struck out 3 in 3 shutout innings to get the save. And the Gamecocks improved to 15-16 overall, 2-8 in the SEC. Texas fell to 24-5 and 7-3. Gamecocks had 11 base hits, 7 of them went for extra bases. Talmadge LeCroy joined Evans in homering for the Gamecocks. Down in Conway, Luke Jones allowed 2 hits and 6 shutout innings, and Coastal Carolina manhandled South Alabama by a score of 12-2. The Jaguars made a couple of errors in first innings to contribute to 3 Coastal Carolina runs, and the Chanticleers were never headed. Coastal is now 14 of the country, by the way. They're 22-7 overall, 10-0 in the Sun Belt. They run 9 straight games. They've won 32 straight against Sun Belt Conference competition. Playing pretty well right now. South Alabama fell to 18-12 and 5-5. South Alabama was shut out until the 7th inning. Also for Coastal, Talbarango was 2 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and 3 RBI. Wofford followed up a 2-run first inning with 6 runs in the second and 6 in the third, and run ruled VMI 16-5 in 7 innings in the opener of a Southern Conference series. Nico Braney doubled, tripled, and homered for the Terriers, who are now 20-10 overall, 4-0 in the SoCon. VMI fell to 22-7 and 1-3. Also for Wofford, Brady Gold singled, doubled, homered, walked, scored twice, and drove in 3 runs. Also, Garrett Fulmer's 6th-inning triple gave the Citadel the lead, and Lane Tobin doubled in 2 runs in the 8th inning, and the Bulldogs went on to beat Longwood by a score of 6-3 in the opener of a non-conference series at the Joe. Played a little morning baseball because of a conflict with the River Dogs playing tonight. The Bulldogs improved to 13-15. Longwood fell to 18-12. For the Citadel, Zach Hunt was 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Also on Thursday, Titus Von Kopf pitched a 6-hit shutout, and Charleston Southern beat Presbyterian by a score of 7-0 to open that Big South Conference series. The Buccaneers improved to 18-10. They're 3-4 in the Big South. PC fell to 6-25 and 2-5. For the Buccaneers, Blake Edgman had a double, a homer, and drove in 2 runs. Travis Daniker pitched a 6-hit complete game in Game 2, and Spartanburg Methodist swept a Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader from Columbia International. Game 1 score was 12-11. Game 2 score was 4-2. The Pioneers improved to 18-17 overall, 11-9 in the AAC. Columbia International fell to 13-24 and 10-2. For the Pioneers, Brady Jeffcoat had a couple of doubles, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI in Game 1. And Tanner Martin had a double, a homer, and 3 RBI in Game 2. Evan Harding singled, tripled, and homered, and USC Aiken run ruled Lancaster by a score of 15-5 in 7 innings to open a Peach Belt Conference series in Greenwood. The Pacers improved to 26-10 overall, 14-5 the Peach Belt. Lander fell to 20-16 and 13-9. For Aiken, Salvatore Lamo was 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBI. High Point scored twice in the 4th inning, and that held up for a 2-0 win over College of Charleston in the opener of a non-conference series down at Patriots Point. The Panthers out of the Big South Conference were 20-9. College of Charleston fell to 11-18. High Point starter Wade Walton struck out 11 in 6 innings. Up in Virginia, Radford scored 6 runs early and held on to take a series opener against USC Upstate in the Big South Conference by a score of 6-4. The Highlanders are now 13-13 overall, 3-4 in the Big South. Upstate is 15-16 and 5-5. For Upstate, they got 2 2 hits from Jake Ramsey. He also walked and stole a base. And in the final game involving a state team played on Thursday night, Western Carolina hit 4 doubles and 5 home runs and beat Winthrop by a score of 15-7 to hand the Eagles their second straight loss. Western improved 19-12. Winthrop fell to 21-9. Noah Cox had 3 hits and scored twice for the Eagles, and also Corey Waters, homered and drove in 3 runs. Elsewhere in the ACC, number 10 Virginia edged number 7 Florida State 4-3. Number 22 Boston College cruised past number 6 North Carolina 6-1. BC, of course, is coached by former Wofford coach Todd Donato. NC State snapped a 7-game losing streak with a 7-3 win over Notre Dame, and Duke beat Louisville 6-3. California and Georgia Tech are still in progress as I record this. In the SEC, number 5 Georgia held off a rally by Mississippi State, who's number 4, and won the game 10-9. The Bulldogs at one point, Georgia Bulldogs at one point had a 9-2 lead. Ole Miss beat number 21 Florida by a score of 6-4. Number 18 Auburn pounded number 17 Arkansas 10-2. Number 16 Alabama scored 8 runs in the second inning and beat number 11 Oklahoma 10-7. And Vanderbilt knocked off number 20 Texas A&M 14-8. In an upset in the D1Baseball.com rankings, Michigan shut out number 15 Oregon 10-0 in Big Ten play. That's it for the games for Thursday. Let's take a look at Friday's schedule. We have, and this is going to be in chronological order, of course, Benedict's at Clark Atlanta for a doubleheader at 1 o'clock. Erskine is at Shorter at 1. Florence Darlington Tech is at USC Lancaster for a doubleheader at 1. Gaston College is at USC Sumter for a doubleheader at 1. Longwood is at the Citadel game 2 of their series, 1 o'clock at the Joe. USC Salkehatchie and USC Union play a doubleheader at Jonesville's ballpark at 1 o'clock. PC and Charleston Southern play game 2 of their Big South Conference series at 2 o'clock at Nielsen Field. Southern Wesleyan is at Shawan in a Conference Carolinas game at 2 o'clock. Coker is at Emory and Henry at 3 o'clock. Young Harris and North Greenville play at 3:30. That's a big series. Young Harris leads Conference Carolinas. North Greenville's tied for second. 3:30 game on Friday at Tigerville. USC Upstate and Bradford play game 2 of their series at 4. USC Aiken and Lander played game 2 of their series at 5. Catawba is at Anderson at 6 o'clock. High Point and Charleston play at 6 at Patriots Point. Lenore Ryan is at Newberry at 6. South Alabama is at Coastal Carolina at 6. Toccoa Falls visits Bob Jones at Coniston Park in Greenville, 6 o'clock game. That's the former G. Braves Stadium for you folks who are not familiar with it. UNC Pembroke is at Francis Marion at 6. That's another good Conference Carolinas matchup. USC Beaufort is at Claflin at 6 in a matchup of the 2 bottom teams in the conference, Peach Belt. 6 o'clock game in Orangeburg, Memorial Field. Western Carolina is at Winthrop for game 2 of that series at 6. Wofford and VMI play game 2 of that series at 6. Texas is at South Carolina at 7 to continue that series. And Clemson opens a 3-game series at Stanford at 9:05 p.m. out in California. So you get a little late night baseball to watch. Anyway, that's it for the scoreboard for Thursday, April the 2nd. The schedule for Friday, April the 3rd. Friday, don't forget, if you're a Christian, is Good Friday. If you have Good Friday church service, go to it. I recommend. If you live in the upstate of South Carolina, Greenville area, and you don't have one to go to, come visit us at Reedy River Baptist Church. It's on US 25 between Furman University Golf Course and Travelers Rest. 6:30 worship time. We'd love to have you. And then don't forget on Easter Sunday, of course, it'll be Easter services, and you can join us there at Reedy River, 10 o'clock for Easter Sunday worship. But anyway, you can always keep up to date with what's going on in baseball in South Carolina at PalmettoStateBaseball.com. You can follow my updates under the X handle of Palmetto Base, and you can contact me by emailing me at rudyjones@PalmettoStateBaseball.com. For now, this is Rudy Jones saying good night. Jesus loves you.